a hater who is a professor, not shocking. What is depressing to me as a Jew is that she's a professor in Jewish studies, but the left has deeply poisoned much of Jewish life as it has Christian life. This woman embodies the poison. I don't usually mention their names because that's my policy, to attack the ideas, but it's so despicable, her hate of Christians and her lies, that it's worth mentioning. Rachel Mikva. She is completely invited onto the show, or anyone from the Chicago Theological Seminary, whatever that is. White Christian nationalism turned violent. That's the lie that printed in the USA Today, which deteriorates on a daily basis. Josh Hawley, she attacks. For what? You ready? I'm going to read the entire quote that makes him a white Christian nationalist violence purveyor. Ready? He once said in 2017 that their charge is to, quote, take the lordship of Christ, that message, into the public realm and to seek the obedience of the nations, of our nation, to influence our society, and even more than that, to transform our society to reflect the gospel truth and lordship of Jesus Christ. What's wrong with that? No, I can't even figure it out. I'll tell you the answer. She hates Christians. That's what it is. The woman is a bigot, like almost everyone on the left. They're filled with hate. Not liberals. Liberals are just weak, but leftists hate. To use that as an example, he would like the country to what? To transform our society to reflect the gospel truth and lordship of Jesus Christ? I'm a Jew, a practicing, believing Jew. I don't find anything problematic in that. I find something problematic in her hatred of them, of Hawley, and of what he said. Hawley is aware that not everyone will become Christian, right? So what? But believes we should all live by his interpretation of Christian values. Doesn't Mikva believe we should all live in her interpretation of left-wing values? One of the amazing traits of the left is the non-self-awareness. These people, the narcissism is so deep on the left that they don't realize, well, isn't that how we think? We want you to live, what are the words that you use? Oh, in our interpretation of left-wing, of progressive values. So he would like us all to live by his interpretation of Christian values. I'll bet you his interpretation of Christian values is unbelievably similar to my interpretation of Jewish values. I'll bet you. The Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, asserts that elected officials should look to Scripture when making policy. Quote, because every problem we have in America has a solution in the Bible. So where does she look for? I look for solutions in Scripture. It's why I'm working my tail off for years and years to write my commentary on the first 5 books of the Bible. I do believe there are more answers there than in Howard Zinn. There are more answers there than in the New York Times editorial page, but I'll bet she doesn't think that. Professor of Jewish Studies, that cracks me up. Boy, Dan Patrick, the chutzpah to think that we should look to Scripture when making policy. Ah, that is Christian white nationalism gone crazy. So the hate that they publish in USA Today on a regular basis from academics. In Taking America Back for God, Christian Nationalism in the United States, Andrew Whitehead, and I still don't know, what is Christian nationalism? What is it? Have you ever met a Christian nationalist? It doesn't even make sense, Christian nationalism, because Christianity is not a nationalist movement. Christianity is a religious movement. Okay, Christian nationalism. Andrew Whitehead and Samuel Perry define Christian nationalism as, quote, a collection of myths, traditions, symbols, narratives, and value systems that idealizes and advocates a fusion of Christianity with American civic life. It includes assumptions of nativism, white supremacy, patriarchy, and heteronormativity. Really? It includes white supremacy? Wow. God, I've been to Pastors and Pews conference. I somehow missed the white supremacy. Oh, and not to mention the number of black pastors there. They must have missed it too. What'd you say? God, it's mind-boggling. It's hatred. It's anti-Christian hatred. Bigots.